Welcome, Divine. You're getting ready to listen to an audio that I recorded August 29th, 2020. On this recording, it was actually a congratulations of something that's online right now, which you all are familiar with: clairvoyance, the clairs. You're familiar with parapsychology, psychic abilities. You're not new to that. However, this is a new generation, which is in a new era. So it's no more of the spiritual advisor who's able to help others, see for others, but live a life full of relationship turmoil and misfortune. You get the benefit of being the generation who is able to see yourself and see your way out. What I mean by that is that many of you right now are seeing yourself in a way that you haven't seen yourself before. You're seeing how you showed up in many circumstances. And yes, I'll be real with you. I know it's hard to initially see the shadow version of yourself, the you that's not so becoming. But I encourage you to see and embrace, yes, there were situations, people, and circumstances that you wouldn't dare align yourself to in the way that you did before. That is allowing you to see live the shift that you have made, but not only that, you have set that version of you free, literally. Because when you see it in the way that you're seeing it right now, you're unable to repeat any of that. And that's what's so amazing about this time right now. Yes, it's a little bit overwhelming to see how you were showing up. But it is so freeing to know you no longer have to do that. Your ability to see it means you have ascended out of it. One of the other things is I start talking about the Cosby Show, which is very interesting, because it gives you an example of someone who was able to see a vision for so many who are living it out and who will experience it or have experienced it. Yet the creator who received the vision did not live that life and currently isn't living that life. That's why this is so important and so monumental. You get to be the person who sees it and lives it. Congratulations. Enjoy.
So guys, look. This is a different era. When I say that this is a different era, I mean this is a different era. You've heard this all your life. This generation did this. This generation did this. This generation did this. That generation will go greater. You will go beyond. Well, this is the beyond. You're moving to the beyond. It's requiring you to experience things that you haven't experienced before. You're dealing with some really shaky, scary stuff. Some really shaky, scary business type stuff. Some really shaky, scary connection type stuff. But yet you fear not. You understand? And it's an amazing thing, because what you're doing is there is no ceiling on an ascended journey. You rise and you rise. So that means that things come about. Woo! Do things come about? However, you know it's going to work for your good. You know that it requires you to get in alignment. You know exactly what alignment feels like for you, because you know yourself as a human being, which means you know your instructions of you, which means you know what works for you and what doesn't work for you, which is required in order to live a life in alignment. Now, when you know that, no matter what it is that comes your way as you ascend upward to whatever you desire, whatever you dream, whatever you goal. No matter what comes your way, your process is always to get in full alignment with yourself. And that is the process of it working for your good. Then you will be able to have clarity of what path and route you need to take. You know how when you feel good, everything's good, and then all of a sudden you have this full awareness and clarity about something that you were so lost in? Yeah, that. Instead of it being a long road to that, you are shortening that to instant, which is whatever it is that comes about, you're knowing sooner and sooner and sooner because you're able to get yourself into alignment quicker. No matter how far you just got knocked out of alignment, you're able to gather yourself and put yourself back into full alignment and have the clarity that you need to see your way through any of it. It's a clear perspective. 2020 clear. It's the perspective vision. Meaning no matter what is going on around you, you have clear sight. You've heard about Clearsight, right? It's been known as one of those psychic powers. When you Google it, I think it goes under psychic abilities. Some people believe it, some don't. But you can actually look. A lot of your main universities have departments set aside examining those who have clear sight. There are bodies of work. Well, that's what it's about. Yeah, that one. That's online right now. So, you have that clear sight. And that is what's allowing you to ascend and reach your desires, your dreams, your goals. So when someone is looking at you from the outside, it looks like you're not going through anything. However, you're not staying in anything. And that's the disconnect. That's ascension. That's the view of instant manifestation. That is no longer having the blocks, the gaps, the years, the dread, the suffer between your desires. Congratulations. Those amazing shows that you watched, they gave that amazing programming. When you have your clear sight, you determine which part of it you take and which part that you do not. Which means those who are creating that in which you do not desire to live, along beside them are those who are creating that in which you desire to live. The Cosby Show was prophetic, which means that it was put in front as a vision, a programming. Then the truth comes out because it was prophetic, not yet lived by that one in which they saw it ahead of time. Get it? However, the message went out and it was received by a large generation. That generation has received that programming. That generation is desiring to create that programming. Whether or not the mind, body, and alignment of the one who received the vision was able to. This is why it's important to live it out and have full embodiment. It's all important. Your current present moment reality and that in which you desire. A multidimensional being is able to be in the multi-dimensions, which means you can handle your present moment reality and still make it to your desired manifestation. This allows you to always be on point. This allows you to actually live sane. This allows you to actually live without fear. Imagine manifesting and creating stuff that's not the true reality of where you currently are in your physical body state. Which means you are living in a space that you aren't living in. Talk about hell, right? A lot of torment, right? Woo, the mind. But imagine an authentic space that is as you desire it to be. That you're in full alignment. Like you're really living like what you're saying, showing, desiring, dreaming, wanting. Like really you're living that. That's why we do life transformation, right? That's why you have the dreams, desires, and goals, right? To live it. So allow yourself to live the present moment to get to where you live the present moment of a desired ascended space. And once you get to that ascended space, which is your standards, this is your standard of living, which means that you don't go below that standard of living, because anything below that standard of living is out of alignment for you. That's your self-mastery point, right? So you're there, which means that anything above that is continued ascension. But you live the good life because you don't go below your standard of living. Yeah, you have standards. And they're really not an option. They're a requirement for, happiness, peace, the good life stuff. Because you need to know what will drop you out of that and what will allow you to be in that. And then once you discover that, then you can live that. You can choose the path according to you and not the path opposing to you. Conscious life, Wonderful. Wonderful. Congratulations.